Christian Wilkins got cut from the Raiders a couple of days ago, I thought to myself, oh my goodness, that would be such a huge upgrade for the Baltimore Ravens. Can you envision a scenario where Christian Wilkins is lining up next to Nnamdi Madubuike, where Christian Wilkins is next to Travis Jones and they eating up blockers and they allowing Odafe Wade, Kyle Vanoy, Mike Green, and just all the Ravens pass rushers to feast? I can envision it. I know you can too. So I thought, oh my goodness, we did lose Michael Pierce. Oh wow, we did lose Brent Urban. So our defensive line, it got some question marks, but some of the answers that we got are looking pretty good. Obviously, Nnamdi gonna continue to do his thing, and Travis Jones could take another step. But if we could add Christian Wilkins to all of that, with everything that we got on the back end too, ooh, it wouldn't be fair. I mean, it's already unfair. The Baltimore Ravens defense is on another level, but adding a Christian Wilkins could take them even higher. But how are we even having this conversation in the first place? How did Christian Wilkins even come available to where we can even talk about the possibility of Eric DaCosta adding somebody like him? Well, he got signed to that big money contract last year by the Las Vegas Raiders, and he played all up until week 5. But then in week 5, he suffered a foot injury to his left foot, and he had to have a surgery on it. He had that surgery. Surgery went well, but it didn't go well enough, and he hadn't progressed well enough in his recovery. And the Raiders were like, look, you need a second surgery because that first surgery, it ain't do enough. But he said, oh, I don't need the second surgery. The first one was fine. I'm just going to rehab. And the Raiders didn't like that. They said, you know what? We're going to release you, and we are going to void about $35 million in your guarantees. And that led to him being released. And there's some rumor going around that apparently there's more to the story than just him not wanting to get that second surgery. So we'll continue to wait for information on that, because depending on what that is, that could change how we possibly feel about the Baltimore Ravens adding him. But we don't know about it, so we'll see. But if it's just about him not wanting to get that second surgery, which I'm kind of feeling like it's not just that, but if that's it, then this would be a nice move for the Baltimore Ravens. It will make so much sense. But then I also thought about, is he even good enough to play? Is he even healthy enough to play for the Baltimore Ravens to suit up right here, right now? But then there was a video that came out just about a week ago where he was reported to the facility. He was dancing, having a good time. He looked plenty healthy to me. Looked like he was ready to play. But we won't know until we know. Now, what I will say is if he is ready to play right here, right now, that would be a beautiful add for the Baltimore Ravens. Because adding him to the defensive line, oh my goodness, it would just be a no-brainer. EDC, do it. But if it was worst case scenario where he wasn't ready to play right here, right now, I would still say EDC, do it. Because this would be some long-term thinking. Say, for instance, that Christian Wilkins, he goes and gets a second, third, fourth opinion on that foot, and he does elect to have a surgery. And say, for instance, he misses some of this upcoming season or all of this upcoming season, I would still say do it. Now, hear me out, because I know y'all thinking, what? Are you crazy? I am a little bit. But do you remember Jawan James? Remember Jawan James, who went through a similar kind of sort of situation with the Denver Broncos, who the Ravens signed. He was with the Denver Broncos. He was on a significant contract. He went to go work out off-site, away from the facility of the Denver Broncos. He suffered an injury. Took him out. The Broncos were like, nope, we're cutting you. You got hurt away from us, so that's not on us. That's on you. We're taking your money. We're releasing you. He went through this battle with this grievance with the Denver Broncos. They went back and forth. But in the meantime, the Ravens were like, oh, okay, oh, you available? You know what? They swooped in and they signed him. And his first year with the team, it was sort of a redshirt year because he was hurt. He didn't play. And they knew he was hurt, but they were signing him for the following season too. So with Christian Wilkins, if he could play this year, hey, great. That would be phenomenal. You add him to what we already got. It's amazing. But worst case scenario, you sign him, you take him off of the streets right now, and you could add him not only for the right here, but for the future as well. Now, I know what a lot of y'all thinking too, and I know somebody's going to say it. Ingraven, what about the money? Where's that money going to come from? How are the Ravens going to be able to afford that? Well, Christian Wilkins, while he goes through this grievance with the Raiders, while he goes through this back and forth with them, I'm sure that he would be extra motivated to be on a team to where he could show like, hey, y'all made the wrong decision. Hey, I still got it. And then if he was on a team like the Baltimore Ravens, that would alleviate a lot of pressure off of him. That would allow him to be in a system where he could flourish and he could show his stuff, but it wouldn't be so much pressure on him. Hey, you need to be that superstar. You need to be that guy for the team. No. We got so many people around him that would allow his job to be made easier. Remember, we had the same conversation about Jair Alexander before he was a Raven, before he was even a thought that he would be a Baltimore Raven. There were some people that were like, oh, what are you talking about? But there were some people that they saw it. They saw the vision. And we talked about how Jair Alexander, hey, you were that guy in Green Bay. But with the Baltimore Ravens, you can still be that guy. But we got a lot of other guys, too, who are like that. And they can take that pressure off of Jair Alexander. And you see how Jair Alexander, he's still doing his thing. He's shining. But so are those other guys as well. This could be the same scenario with a Christian Wilkins. Speaking of upgrades, I know you want to upgrade your Raven status and get a chain just like this. We're doing a giveaway for it. And if you watch yesterday's video, then you will know exactly how to enter into it. It ends tomorrow, so you better get on it quick, fast, and in a hurry. Speaking of upgrades, Zach Orr said something. It's the same thing we've been saying all offseason, but it just hit a bit different hearing it directly from our defensive coordinator. He talked about how the Baltimore Ravens are light years ahead of where they were at compared to last season. And it's true. It's true. It reminds me of Mike McDonald, how he was an inexperienced defensive coordinator in the NFL. He took over for the Baltimore Ravens. Had some people questioning, oh, is he really the guy? I guess we'll see. And then beginning of his first season, it was like, oh my goodness, did the Ravens make the wrong decision? Should they have went in another direction at defensive coordinator? But then it just took some time, and then he started getting stuff together. And then his second year, oh boy, yeah, they went crazy. With Zach Orr, I could see the same exact thing happening. Because we know last year, he started off shaky. Had a lot of us questioning, is Zach Orr really the man for the job? Should the Baltimore Ravens have really went with him? But they got things cleaned up, and they killed it. So now you're in a scenario where you have that experience. You're in a scenario where you have a lot of the same personnel, but you got even more personnel. You could be even better than you were last year. And you have the opportunity to start off strong, not just finish strong, but start off strong. So with Zach Orr saying that, we're right there with you. We get what you're saying completely. So now it's just a matter of putting it all together, but it'll be easier when you understand the pieces of the puzzle that much more. My favorite part of the videos is right here, right now. If you want to take part in it, send an email to teamkeepitclean@gmail.com, or you can go to patreon.com/Ingravenvids if you want to become a Team Keep It Clean patron and show a little extra support to the channel if you would like to. Now, I got to give a special shout out to my guy, Omar. He was already a Team Keep It Clean patron. He already was, but he said, you know what? Let me step it up even more, because he was already stepping it up enough. But he said, I'm a big stepper, an even bigger stepper, and I'm going to show a little extra love. So, Omar, I appreciate you upgrading your membership on Patreon. Much love to you, my guy. I appreciate you. Always appreciate your questions. Always appreciate your insights. So thank you for just showing that much more love to the channel. Now, with all that being said, let's get into some of these questions from our Team Keep It Clean patrons. First one came from my guy Keyonte. He said, Wilkins, Matabike, Travis Jones, Broderick Washington on the goal line, or Wilkins, Matabike, a beefed up Adafe away, and Mike Green on third and long, ready to tear the head off of whoever is QB1. You see my guy Keyonte, he gets it. He gets it. He understands. He sees the vision. But continuing, he said, oh, my bad. You caught me in my thoughts on how dope picking up Wilkins can be. I'm right there with you, man. Good timing when you sent in this question, too. He said, you know, I've been calling for a dominant defensive tackle since Big Baby retired. Not just someone who eats up space, but is just as dominant in getting to the passer. Because if we have that, then we have a rotation of other guys that I know for a fact can win one-on-ones and create Sack City or Interceptionville. Also, I think I need to go into coaching because I called the Jamal Adams linebacker move, but I wanted it to be in purple and black. That would have been fun to see him as a linebacker. I did not want Jamal Adams as a safety. I thought he'd be much more suited for linebacker for what Baltimore Ravens do at safety. I just don't think it would have been the best fit. They could have probably made it work, but I think he would have been much more suited as a linebacker. But anyway, he said, August 16th, I'll be getting a close look at the rookies because I will be at the Ravens-Cowboys preseason game. It'll be my son's first flock game in his throwback Todd Heap jersey. Okay, hey, that's going to be fun. And shout out to Heap. Next question came from another Team Keep It Clean patron, my guy, Sevun, and always love that name. He said, hey, Ingraven, hope everything's well with you. Quick question. I got a feeling this year the offense isn't going to have to carry a big load like last year. With the defense being marginally better on paper, I expect more turnovers, obviously, meaning maybe we see the Ravens going back to running the clock and winning games early. Your thoughts? The Ravens, the offense, they're going to be able to get it any way they want to. They really are. Because they are so versatile, they so dangerous, and they so much more comfortable because there's another year in this same system. So they got everything that lines up for them perfectly. Now, with the defense, yeah, I think we should expect a little bit more turnovers, but in the regular season, turnovers weren't an issue. In the regular season, turnovers weren't a problem. Sacks weren't a problem for the most part. I mean, the pass rush a little bit shaky here and there. But Ravens, they forced a good amount of turnovers. It's that postseason. With the defense, they still play good enough to win, but we could use a turnover here, turnover there, to where the offense wouldn't have to carry nearly as much. And you could shed some weight off of them. Now, offense, they still got to be on point. You can't turn the ball over. You got to stop with the turnovers. However they are, whether it's a fumble, whether it's an interception, whether it's a drop, whatever it might be, you got to stop with that. But defense could help the offense out a lot if they can get back to that old thing and start forcing some turnovers. Next question came from my guy, Dalen. He said, what's up, Ingravenvids? First off, I just want to say I love the videos, man. Hope all is well. Hey, I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. He said, appreciate you for liking my post on Instagram. It was the pictures of the players on the first day of training camp. Man, I know you've been around for years, man. You've been rocking with the channel and I appreciate you. I had no idea that was you. But the pictures were fire, man. So, yeah, you deserve all the likes that you got and more. He said, but my question to you is, who do you think will win the linebacker spot next to Roquan Smith? I want to think Trenton Simpson will take a big step this year after putting on all that muscle. He looks great, and he has that speed and could be the Ravens' secret weapon, in my opinion. Teams would already have to be focused on Super Duper Kyle, Marlowe, Rowe, Jair Alexander. That a player like Trenton Simpson could go under the radar and surprise a lot of teams this year, and maybe even some fans who have some doubt. Again, hope all is well, and let's go Ravens. Yeah, I think it ends up being Trenton Simpson. Teddy Buchanan obviously got a shot, but I think they're going to go with Trenton Simpson because while he did have some hiccups last year, it was his first year starting. And Ravens, their whole defense was a mess last year, so can't we really put too much on Trenton Simpson? But I think a new year or another year in this same defense, but a new year, starting from scratch, starting over, it will be good for Trenton Simpson. It'll be good for the Baltimore Ravens just to be able to use his ability because he is somebody that has similar traits to Patrick Queen. Not calling him Patrick Queen. He's Trenton Simpson. But his traits complement Roquan Smith so well. Just how quick he is. And I think they could move him around a lot. They could have him as an inside linebacker. They could have him as a blitzer, as a pass rusher. You can do a lot of different things with Trenton Simpson. So he fits exactly what the Baltimore Ravens have on defense. And that word is versatility. And speaking of versatility, the Baltimore Ravens have a lot of that on defense and offense too, but sticking with the defensive side of the ball, one name that comes to mind has been Jair Alexander, but he's been even better than advertised. Watch this video so you can find out why.